Hello and welcome. I'm going to do an energy reading. I usually don't pre-plan my readings, and um, when I get a call, I'm guided to do a reading, and then I just jump on. And sometimes ahead of time, I have a sense of what's coming through, and other times not. There is some intense energies for the last 4 days or so. This morning it seems like some stuck energy that was building up, like a pressure cooker, is releasing, but with that release there's some sort of momentum and something happening really fast, and probably more than one thing, but it's an exciting energy. There is a little bit of a scary aspect to it, like when you really wish for something and then your wish comes through and you're kind of excited, but now you realize, oh gosh, it's here. So yeah, that's what I'm getting right now. Let's pull some cards and see what Spirit has to share with us. Healing from heartache. Invasion, boundaries violated, dominance. Okay. And then we have a powerful energy shift, which is exactly what I was feeling. This is a number 10, which is a completion. Something has come all the way 360, full circle. I get the sense that almost like the divine spirit has said, enough is enough. You may have experienced something that was really traumatic and painful, and I get the sense that this has been a pattern in your life, with continuously having the same situation, scenario play out with different people. And it has something to do with boundaries. You might have had to learn boundaries here, but often we blame ourselves for other people's bad behaviors and their negative traits, or their ignorance to their shadows. And really, people have been invading your boundaries, not respecting your boundaries, and it feels like something unacceptable, that it's become a norm with a certain collective of people, where they are so unaware, they don't know that they're crossing your boundaries, and you might have accepted it for a long time. But the sadness and the heartache you feel, it might have been things that have played out in the past, but it's come to your awareness now just how unjust, unfair, and not okay it was that you experienced this, and that people can often act like, what are you on about? Like, why are you being so sensitive? It's not such a big deal, but it is a big deal, especially if you are continuously experiencing this kind of emotional abuse from someone else, and from probably many people. You'll see in this card there's a skeleton encroaching on her, and she's naked, like she's vulnerable, she's in her innocence, and this being, or this entity, this energy, it's like soulless, and it seems really dark and really deep, but what it really means is that people are not connected to themselves, they're not connected to source, and they're not connected to their souls, and it's like they just function on autopilot. like zombies, like the undead. And for people that are sensitive and that are connected to themselves and emotionally aware and empathic, it is painful. It is really painful. You learn how to set boundaries physically, emotionally, energetically, but it does weigh you down when it happens so consistently, so persistently, so frequently, that it takes so much of your energy to have to walk away from people and say no and have to stand your ground, and but also it affects you emotionally and energetically even when you've distanced yourself, and your boundaries have been firmly placed. It's still because you're empathic, because you're connected to your heart and your soul. You can sense the negativity and the projection. And I think Spirit is emphasizing now that yes, we have to take accountability for protecting ourselves, and um, you know, not taking on other energies and not letting it affect us. But we can't deny, because if we deny something's existence when it does exist, then we're not going to do anything about it, and it continues, and it's almost another responsibility to at some point have to address something. And even if you have to in some way, whether it's energetically or physically, having to do something about it, so that it doesn't continue. And this not only helps you, it helps um, other people as well to become more aware. Because if you're always taking the responsibility, okay, I'll just take care of myself and I'll just make the situation better, and I'll be understanding and compromising, then the other person doesn't learn empathy, and they will continue to do it. Even if they're not doing it to you, they're going to do it to someone else. At the bottom of the deck here, we have ghosts of the past return. The past returns for a time, so it's coming back up. Something you might have thought that you've already healed within yourself and dealt with, it's coming back up. Maybe there's been some residual trauma still within your body or in your nervous system, in your subconscious, that needed to just release some emotional pain, that you've already dealt with it, but something was still remaining there that you needed to process. But also because the cycle is closing, you almost have to revisit it and say goodbye to it, grieve it, and so that you can let it go completely. And whether again that's emotionally, mentally, or energetically, or actually closing out relationships or situations that no longer serves you for where you are now and for where you are going. And it might be extremely painful, because it's like you're alone and you've taken your mask off, but everyone else is still wearing their masks, and it's like nobody can understand why you are feeling the way you're feeling, like at this moment, like nothing's actually really happening, or something may happen and people are ignorant to it because they're still wearing their masks. They're still not being authentic, and here you are having to be authentic, and vulnerable and open-hearted in a world that makes that not safe for you to be able to be who you are. We are all innately loving and giving and open and receiving, but when the environment that you are in is conflicting with that, and it doesn't allow you, it's painful, because you want to love and you want to give and you want to be open and vulnerable, and be yourself, but it's almost like you're not allowed to be because everybody else isn't, and they want you to be like them, and they come with resistance, and they will come up against you, because they don't want to see their own shadows, or they're not ready. And that's not a negative projection, because we all are ready at different points in our lives for different things and for growth. And if you're not ready, you're not ready. So it's a bit of a conflictive energy where You feel compassionate towards others, but at the same time, that leaves you open to being hurt, and you most likely have been or are being hurt. And you know the saying, hurt people. You get that if people are projecting or hurting you, it's because they're having a hard time or they have unprocessed traumas. And it's almost like, so what do you do? So let's get some more clarity. What do you do? Or I feel like Spirit wants to give us some encouragement. Not necessarily that we're supposed to do anything. We have the Four of Cups in reverse. Missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibility. I feel like this is an old energy. Like you felt maybe a little sorry for yourself because you have to experience this and not seeing the blessing in what this is. But I feel like that's past. And even though you felt sad or hurt, you could still see the blessing. You could still see your end goal. You still see where you're going. You're still seeing your manifestations become reality, and all the blessings that are coming to you. You can sense it, or it's there and you are grateful for it, but you still had to deal with this heartache. Page of Cups in reverse. Page of Cups, this one in particular, is about a new person entering your life, or a relationship beginning a new phase, or your psychic abilities being heightened. And it being in reverse is saying that you might have sensed a certain blessing, whether it's money or a new job or a new phase in your life, or a new relationship, or mending relationships with family or friends, but it didn't happen, or it hasn't happened yet. And that's kind of made you feel sad. Or it's been really difficult getting to that point, even though you know it might still be coming. So, there's this frustration, like how much longer? Like how much more am I supposed to take? And then we have the Six of Fire. Victory, good news, it's on its way. Public recognition or awards. This guy is smiling so much over there. He's so chuffed with himself, and everyone around him is like celebrating him. So your reward is on its way. Like, if this has been a really difficult period and you've gone through it either physically or emotionally or mentally, your reward is coming, and this reward might be a relationship that grows closer, or forgiving yourself and others and being able to finally resolve the conflict. Even if there's a loss or change, or you're moving on from something, the end result is that the pain is done, the conflict is done, and things are looking more positive. Because you're not actually trapped. It's your ego that is afraid, that sees this is something threatening, and you feel like you've been stuck. And maybe, fear is a funny thing. We think of it as, it's not necessarily feeling like spooky, boo, scared, or afraid as in I'm not empowered. It can just be like not understanding what is happening. It can be literally be ignorance. Living in a fear-based, or feeling fear can manifest as just not seeing the bigger picture, not being able to grasp what is happening, and making that affect your vibration and feeling really low. The Seven of Fire, defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground and choose your battles wisely. She's on a dragon here, so dragon energy might be something you want to tap into. And again, we're having fire energy, which is a passionate energy, which is a driven energy. Stand your ground, choose what you fight. Like, some things you can just let go, and some things you have to just give your all for and fight for, and you really have to trust your intuition as to what to do in any given situation. Anything else, Spirit? Joy is fun. This cycle that's ending, this powerful shift is going to bring so much happiness and so much fun into your life. And it's bringing you into your power, making you fully aware. I think you've been on this journey of becoming more and more empowered, but now this is like reaching next level power, not necessarily in the physical over anyone else, but over your emotions, over your shadows, over the challenges in your life, and just feeling like you've got this, and that Spirit's got you, and your soul tribe has got you, and there's nothing that can stand in your way from being happy. And at the bottom of the deck we have travel. You might need to get away, or this might be long-term travel, traveling to see someone, traveling for work. I want to pull one card on the travel, and I don't see the deck that I want. Oh, it is. One card for the travel, please. What's this travel about? Knight of Wands. Something is exciting you or inspired you, so you're either moving towards that. So it might be metaphorical travel, not literal travel. Nine of Pentacles might be about being alone, becoming autonomous, being single, newly out of a relationship, so you might be moving out. Or the Nine of Pentacles is like being good financially, being good emotionally. So this travel might just be, something that you gift yourself for what you've just experienced, and just going somewhere just to have fun and sort of process, integrate. It'll probably be different for everyone, but that is what has come through. If you've been experiencing this, you're at the end now. It's not even close to the end, you're at the end now. Allow yourself to relax. That's coming through. Let your guard down, but be aware. Pay attention. It's almost like you have the power now to face anything that comes along, so you don't have to be on the lookout for trouble, because your spidey senses will kick in if anything has to come up, but you're so protected that you almost don't need to anymore. You've probably felt for a long time like you've had to protect yourself and have your guard up, and there might have actually been things that you needed to protect yourself against, but Spirit is protecting you now, and your energy being so empowered will probably ward off any negativity or anyone or anything that tries to come at you. So it's like, don't worry, be happy. I hope that this message supports you in some way and gives you some encouragement or some guidance. And if it does, let me know. I really appreciate the interaction and the support, and I'll see you again in another video.